how to perform the perfect dumbbell row. Whether you're a beginner eager to strengthen your back or a seasoned lifter aiming to enhance your technique, this video is for you. We'll cover everything from the muscles involved through perfect form to the most common mistakes, tweaks for the best muscle growth, and how to properly go beyond failure. By the end of this video, you'll master the dumbbell row. First, let's understand the muscles this exercise targets. The dumbbell row will target all parts of your back, but primarily engages the lats, aiding in the thickness and strength of your back. It also works the traps, rhomboids, and to some extent the biceps, ensuring a comprehensive upper back workout. Let's move on to perfect form. Step 1. Use a flat bench, placing a dumbbell on one side. Step 2. Place one knee on the bench in a comfortable angle with your foot hanging off. Step 3. Place the same side hand on the bench with your hand aligned with your head. Ensure your elbow is locked and your shoulder is stable and retracted to prevent any unwanted movement. Position your hand far enough from your leg to allow full lat engagement. Step 4. Extend the opposite foot out to the side and slightly behind your glutes at an angle. This stance opens your hips and increases stability, essential for a solid base during the row. Step 5. With your free hand, grip the dumbbell with your palm facing in, holding near the head of the dumbbell to enhance lat activation. Think of your arm as a hook, using a loose grip to minimize bicep and forearm engagement, thus targeting the lats more effectively. Step 6. Puff out your chest and slightly tuck your hips to achieve a neutral pelvis, reducing strain on your lower back. Squeeze your glutes, pushing them toward the ceiling, and flex your abs. This full body tension stabilizes your core and supports your spine, creating an ideal posture for effective rowing. Step 7. Allow your shoulder blade to travel downwards by actively protracting your scapula to fully stretch your lats. This will not only stretch your lats to their fullest, but also ensures that your traps experience a full range of motion. Keep your arm slightly elevated above shoulder level throughout this movement. This position is critical as it prevents the dumbbell from swinging and maintains tension in the target muscles. This is both the starting and ending position of each rep, crucial for achieving full range of motion and maximum muscle engagement. By tensioning the lower body and the upper body and connecting those 2 points with the core, you will transfer energy like a spring, maximizing power and efficiency. This ensures that the force generated by your muscles is directed effectively through your body, enhancing strength and stability during the lift. You are now ready to row. There are 2 effective ways to perform the single-arm dumbbell row, each targeting different parts of the back. Number 1 is to drive your elbow back and towards your hip, engaging more of the lower back. Number 2 is to drive your elbow up and towards your chest, targeting the traps and upper back. For both techniques, initiate the movement by leading with your elbows, keeping them close to your body to maximize back muscle isolation. Think of the dumbbell's path as an arc rather than a straight up, which helps maintain a natural and effective pulling motion. As you pull the dumbbell, focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together and slightly rotating your shoulders inward at the top of the movement. Reaching the peak position when your elbow is aligned with or slightly above your torso, but be mindful not to tilt your body to reach this position. When you reach that position, stop and squeeze your back muscles as hard as you can to increase muscle fiber activation in your back. This not only enhances strength, but also stimulates growth by providing a peak contraction. Then slowly lower the weight back down and forward. This unique path enhances the stretch in your lats and maintains consistent tension throughout the movement. By maneuvering the dumbbell in this manner, you prevent it from hanging directly beneath your shoulder at the bottom of the movement. Make sure you maintain control throughout the descent to increase the time your muscles are under tension, which is a key factor in muscle growth. End each repetition by fully stretching your lats as the dumbbell reaches the lowest point without touching the ground. This stretch ensures that the lats muscles are fully activated throughout their entire range of motion. stretching the muscle fibers to their full extent, increasing mechanical stress, which is a key trigger for muscle growth. I recommend doing 1 second up, pause briefly with squeeze at the top, then 2 seconds down for the most optimal tempo. By inhaling during the concentric phase and exhaling during the eccentric phase, not only optimizes the exercise's effectiveness by ensuring that the muscles are oxygenated and ready for work, but also enhances focus and stability throughout the movement. I recommend performing 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a rest of 2 to 3 minutes between each set. And there you have it, the perfect one-arm dumbbell row. Now let's explore some common mistakes that most of us have made at some point. Understanding them and knowing what to watch out for will help you improve your technique and achieve better results. Mistake number 1. Standing to upright. It can seem beneficial because it allows you to lift heavier weights, but it significantly limits the range of motion and can reduce the effectiveness of the exercise. Ideally, your body should be positioned from parallel to a 20-degree angle upward. This posture ensures a greater range of motion and better targets the intended muscle groups, maximizing the exercise's benefits and effectiveness. Mistake number 2. Placing your benched arm too close to your benched leg can significantly restrict your movement range and lat activation. This position can close off the space needed for your lats to fully extend and contract during the exercise. By ensuring adequate space between your arm and leg, you allow for a fuller extension and a more effective pull. Mistake number 3. Pulling the dumbbell towards the shoulder instead of keeping it close to the side of the torso can significantly shift the focus of the exercise. This common error redirects the primary muscle workload from the lats to the biceps, essentially transforming the movement into something resembling a hammer curl. Proper form requires keeping the dumbbell aligned with the side of your body to maximize lat engagement and ensure the exercise targets the intended back muscles effectively rather than becoming an arm-dominated movement. Mistake number 4. Neglecting to use the full range of motion, particularly not allowing for full lat extension or contraction. This limits the engagement of the lats, crucial for both strengthening and increasing muscle size. Without fully extending and contracting the muscle, you miss out on maximizing the stress and subsequent adaptation that are key to optimal muscle development. Mistake number 5. Rounding the back during the exercise can lead to lower back strain because it puts unnecessary pressure on the spine. When you round your back, you disrupt the natural alignment of your spine, which increases the risk of compressive forces on your spinal discs and ligaments. This improper form not only diminishes the effectiveness of targeting the intended back muscles, but also increases the likelihood of injury, especially under heavier loads. Maintaining a neutral spine throughout the movement ensures safer engagement and better force distribution across the back muscles. Mistake number 6. Using excessive momentum, often occurring when lifting heavy, reduces the intended muscle engagement and increases the risk of injury. When you rely on momentum, you're essentially allowing other muscle groups or body movements to assist in lifting the weight, which bypasses the targeted muscle control needed for effective training. Mistake number 7. Flaring your elbows out to the side during the row shifts the focus from the lats to the shoulders, particularly the rear deltoids. Mistake number 8. Excessively twisting your body primarily engages the obliques rather than the lats, deviating from the exercise's purpose. This twisting motion reduces the range of motion and effectiveness of the lat engagement, leading to suboptimal back muscle development. It can also compromise form and increase the risk of injury, particularly in the lower back, by introducing unnecessary rotational forces. Mistake number 9. Dropping the weight on the eccentric. The eccentric phase is crucial for muscle growth, as a controlled lowering phase increases muscle tension and micro tears, which is essential for hypertrophy. Dropping the weight quickly lessens the exercise's impact, limits gains, and increases injury risk due to sudden force. Mistake number 10. Allowing the dumbbell to tilt to one side as you lose grip can compromise the effectiveness of the exercise. This issue often arises when grip strength is insufficient to maintain proper alignment of the dumbbell, leading to an uneven load distribution. When the dumbbell tilts, it alters the mechanics of the lift, potentially limiting the range of motion and reducing the activation of target muscle groups, such as the lats. Mistake number 11, doing them all at the same time. Chances are we've all found ourselves making at least one of these common mistakes at some point. I am curious to know how many you've encountered. Drop a comment below and let me know. Now that we've covered how to sidestep the most common mistakes, let's shift our focus towards a few tweaks if your goal is to maximize muscle growth. Reaching failure often occurs in the upper portion of the row due to the exercise's steep resistance curve. However, this does not mean your lats are entirely fatigued. Often the muscles can still handle additional work in the lower half of the movement. By applying a controlled momentum from the bottom, you can effectively carry this energy through to the more challenging top half. This approach allows you to maximize muscle engagement across the entire range of motion, making the most of your strength where it's still available. For a more stable base, you can stand with both feet on the ground while placing one arm on the end of the bench. This stance allows for greater stability and balance, reducing the likelihood of swaying or tilting during the exercise. By positioning both feet firmly on the ground, you distribute your body weight evenly, which helps maintain proper form and alignment. Just make sure if you go for the incline bench to avoid standing upright. Also, when the bench isn't limiting your range of motion, adjusting the rotation of your arm can help target different muscle groups in your back more effectively. Using a pronated grip, palm facing down, tends to engage more of the upper back, including the rhomboids and trapezius. Or using a supinated grip, palm facing up, during the row shifts the focus slightly more toward the lower lats. Using straps when your grip strength starts to fail, because it allows you to continue training your target muscles without the limitation of weaker forearm grip. Straps help you maintain a secure hold on the weight. Beyond just lifting the weight, there's a powerful technique that can elevate your muscle growth significantly, the mind-muscle connection. By channeling your attention on engaging and feeling your back muscles work through each rep, rather than just lifting the weight, can lead to significantly better muscle growth. Lastly, to truly maximize muscle growth, pushing beyond failure in your final set can be incredibly effective. But remember, this should only be attempted after reaching true failure with strict form. Number 1 is partial reps. When you can no longer complete a full range of motion, continue with partial reps. Lift the weight as far as you can, even if that's just protracting your scapula. Partial reps are particularly beneficial in exercises like the single arm dumbbell row because they take advantage of the stretch position. By focusing on the lower portion of the movement where the muscle is fully stretched, you can intensify the tension on the muscle fibers. Number 2 is a stretch hold. Using the full stretch that this exercise provides, holding the dumbbell at the bottom position for 20 to 30 seconds can significantly enhance muscle activation. This extended hold in the stretched position intensifies the engagement of the lats and helps to improve muscle elasticity and growth. Additionally, it can aid in increasing the muscle's range of motion and improving overall flexibility, contributing to better performance and reduced risk of injury in your workouts. Number 3 is drop set. After reaching failure with strict form, reduce the weight by 30% and continue to perform as many reps as possible. Once failure is reached again, drop the weight by another 30% and repeat. This method dramatically increases the volume and intensity of your workout in a short period. And there you have it. Congratulations! You now know everything you will ever need to know about the single arm dumbbell row. I know this was a lot of information, so I highly recommend you to watch it a few times before your next back session. Remember to enjoy the progress of learning and growing and embrace each step to becoming the best version of yourself. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more fitness tips and guides, and comment which exercise you'd like me to cover next.